Hello, welcome to Sheepdog Says. I'm Sheepdog, and today I've spent most of the time, I spent the morning doing my Pokemon raids, and that was fantastic. Me and Bosco walked across Deeping in the most long-winded route possible. We did make a fatal mistake of basically walking about, I don't know, I'm trying to measure it in my head. I can tell it pretty much exactly, actually. We walked about 5 kilometres away from our house, and then I realised at about 12:30 when the sun was like at its almost highest point, it obviously started coming back down. It had reached the peak. The day was at its hottest. I realised he has to walk back across Deeping now. It wasn't the full 5 kilometres back, but he was going to have to walk another 2 and a bit to get back. So I rang my wife and just said, "Can you come and get us? I think Bosco's gonna have a bit of an issue trying to walk back all this way. It's gonna be too hot. It's gonna upset him." She just kind of, I could hear the eye roll almost of, "Bosco's gonna be tired, is he? Not you." And I was kind of like, "No, I'm happy to walk it if you want to come and get him." But sadly, the baby had just fallen asleep, so I couldn't get a lift back. Bosco did start moaning. Honestly, he asked everyone who was with us if they'd give him a lift. And I'm like, you can't just ask people that we barely know to give you a lift, you cheeky little boy. But we walked back. And to be honest, it wasn't as bad as I expected. I did think he was going to be a bit, like, miserable about it all. But he hatched, like, 3 eggs. Because, as I say, we'd walked probably 7K in total. We're doing it again tomorrow. And I'm thinking, I don't know how I can make it not end up like that. Because tomorrow's plan is to walk the same 3 kilometres back and forth constantly for 3 hours straight, whereas we were walking to each of the Pokemon gyms, stopping for 5 minutes, then walking to the next one and walking to the next one. I mean, that was a really good thing for the Pokemon Go people to set up. I think it worked really well. Tomorrow's one feels like it's getting played out now. They might have to come out with a new one. Just wandering around town for 3 hours straight seems excessive, but there is like 6 special Pokemon to catch, so or special Squirtles, sorry, so not even special Pokemon. You just got to get 6 shinies so you can evolve them all, have the ones with glasses. They've ruined it a bit by not putting the proper Squirtle Squad glasses on, so that's killed that. This isn't just a Pokemon Go update, that's just what I spent the morning doing. I spent the midday helping Kirsty put together, she bought the baby a slide, which come in the stupidest packaging, because all it said on it was like, slot the pieces together, it'll be fine. But when you got the pieces out and you tried to slot them together, it's like there's a lump that you're supposed to hook into a hole by pushing really, really hard. And when I got home from the walk, I was ready to collapse on the sofa because I'd walked quite far for a big bloke, you know, in the blazing heat. And she said, "Oh no, just help me put this together and it'll be fine." So I went out in the garden and I thought it was just going to involve me leaning a bit of my weight on it, you know, forcing it together. Jobs are good. But no, this plastic was just not going to move together. I ended up getting a hammer and just using the pointy bit at the back to just force it and bang it in place. I'm hoping we've not wrecked it too much. I mean, she'd tried that herself, so there was the odd mark on it, but nothing seemed to fit. It would say, like, put this step in, push it together, then put the next step in. When you pushed it together, you couldn't put the next step in. You had to pull it all apart again. I just thought, these delusional people who make instruction manuals, they must just be horrid. They must just be really mean people who are sat there giggling like, "See this, Gary? I've made this in the office. They're never going to piece this together when they see this." I'd love to be a fly on the wall in their office because they must just write it all out. "Oh, that's perfect. That explains every step perfectly." And then they just roll the dice and see which ones they want to take out of the instructions. "I'll just remove number 3. They'll figure it out." I guess that might be to save money. I don't know. Are they just planning on trying to save a few sheets of paper per box, or I don't know, do they just think that people are psychic? Should I be better at this? I mean, it's quite common that people can't really do these things without a hassle. By the time I'd finished doing that, I was ready to just die on the sofa, but I couldn't because the England game was coming up. I did my pre-match routine of basically holding the baby hostage for an hour, just chanting football's coming home at him. I think he's starting to enjoy it. He sat down to have his lunch and started crying, and I said, "Hey, don't cry, football's coming home." And he just went. So I'm thinking he understands, and I'm right because we won again. The England game was awesome. I felt really subdued because all the pressure's off from the last game. We're exceeding expectations now. Like, this is, we're aiming for a C and we've just got a B. But I'm thinking, I just feel really weird. Like we could go on now. I've just left the living room and it was Croatia Russia and it's like 1-1. Might be something else now. I obviously can't see. I should set the microwave up properly so I can see the reflection of the telly. But it's like it's just mental. Whatever happens in the next game, we play either the final or the third place playoff. We can come like we're in the top four now. If that was Mario Kart, they'd have the end where they'd have the winner holding up the cup, and fourth place would just be off on the side crying in their car. We're just avoiding being Yoshi. It was always Yoshi when I played it. I don't know why. Yoshi would be just crying on the side of the Mario Kart track while Mario, Peach, and I don't know, Koopa Trooper would just be like, "Way." It's so exciting thinking that we could be witnessing England win a World Cup. We're already witnessing the best run since the 90s. So since I was 5, I think 4, I guess. I was born in 85, so I would have been 4 at this point. That might be really bad maths, but I think that's right. But yeah, it means that if we were to beat Croatia or Russia and get to a final, that's the best we've had since like God knows when. I'm guessing we've only ever been to the final in '66. So that'd be a good omen if we get to there and beat France or Belgium. That's just mind blowing. I don't know if I mentioned yesterday, I'm in a sweepstake and I spent the whole day trying to work out what I needed to happen to get myself to win the sweepstake, and so far the complete opposite has happened, except for England going through, which keeps me in with a dog's chance. Unless Russia win today, I think I've pretty much not won it, which ruins my chances of saving for a switch. And I did talk about it because I remember now I covered the fact that I'm saving for a switch and keep getting ruined. I was thinking about that after I did the video, and I've come close so many times and had to spend it on other stuff. It's ridiculous. So I may have to find an alternative route. That's pretty much it, I think, for today. Like, since the football finished, the kids have just been going nuts in the garden. I did have the topic I was going to cover off, and I guess I can get into it now, is the fact that I put shorts on for the first time in about a year, and I feel like a monster. I hate wearing shorts. I just feel uncomfortable in them. I'm contemplating whether to wear them for the community day tomorrow and walk around town in shorts, but I just feel like, yes, it was hot in jeans and a t-shirt, and people did comment on the fact I was wearing jeans and a t-shirt and boots, but I only felt hot by the time I got home and collapsed on the sofa. I was fine while I was out. I felt comfortable while I was out, like I was safe from the outdoors. Whereas wearing shorts, I went in my garden and just feel like, the outdoors can get to my legs. I feel unsafe. I don't know what it is. I hate wearing shorts. And I mentioned before, didn't I? I've got to get stuff for my holiday, and I've still not bought any shorts for the holiday. I bought some t-shirts, but I just don't like wearing shorts. And I've gone through so many websites. If there's any big blokes out there who know where to get shorts for big blokes, let me know, because that'd be welcome, basically. Unless you're Kev. Kev wears like women's shorts. He looks weird when he wears shorts. So don't give me his suggestions. But yeah, I mean, the heat is killing me. I'm enjoying the stubbies of beer. I'm a little bit like, I've had a lot to drink today. So I'm surprised I'm not going, "Whoa, nuts." But I feel really, as I say, the football's gone really odd today, because I feel like, yes, we won, but I'm almost being robotic about it, because I just don't want to push it either way now. I don't want to go off the deep end. I don't want to be like Ross Kemp, just going absolutely nuts, going, "You will never understand how much that means to me," and all of that. If you haven't seen Ross Kemp on Twitter, just losing his mind, it's fantastic. Go and check it out. That's not the best impression of him, but I'm not as wasted as he was. Yeah, it feels bizarre. I feel like I'll wake up and I'll be like, oh, I've got to go do the community day walk, and I've got to go and watch the England match again. It does feel a bit hazy today. It's just a generic vlog of my day today, really. No kind of stories or whatever. It's just been a bit one of those days, just a nice float along one. If every day was like this, I'd be quite happy. I ate dinner earlier. I said to my wife, I feel really happy. It just all feels good. It's nice. It's a good feeling. I'm not really used to it. Yeah, completely. So I'm going to wrap up there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. I've said to Bosco that if he's good, we'll do a video together. So I'm hoping he is good and we can do a video together. He just needs to tidy his room, basically. His room's a tip. If he doesn't do it, and I can't do a video with him because I have to stand by my word, then I'll do a video about how ridiculous these children's rooms are. Because, honestly, it's the sort of thing you'd see on a Channel 4 programme about messy rooms. They'd come around and be like, which, well, that bit's probably not so much. It's not dust and grime because we cover that, but just toys everywhere. It's just insane. I'm tempted to just hire a skip and just empty their rooms out into it and go, right, now you've got a bed, go to sleep. Anyway, I'm going off on one now. I'll wrap it up. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good evening. It's coming home.